What's cracking, guys? Omar Isov here, back with another video. Before I go on, let me just say, you guys are too damn nice. I've been reading the comments in the comment section of the latest YouTube videos, and you're warming this heart up. You see, I feel revitalized. Not when it comes to YouTube fitness. I think largely the fitness industry is kind of trash, and we could talk about that. But I mean, this community right here, me lifting the goals that I have, as you guys probably have noticed, I've hit some PRs this year in 2021. I got in a little yuckier, yakety yak, a little bit bigger, and in 2022, I will be getting leaner. So things are going according to plan. But when I look around the fitness industry, I see too many people giving up. I'm not talking newbies, I'm not talking beginners, I'm talking veterans. People who have served their time lifting suddenly stop, and it pains this soul because I think it is worth it to lift for life, to be a lifelong lifter. And I'm not going to give you some pseudo-motivational bullshit. I'm going to give you some real facts right here today. Before I go on, I do want to apologize for the lack of frequency. You see, there is genuinely, I could finally reveal in January, I believe, what I've been working on, but there is a series. It's the biggest project I've ever participated in. I signed an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, so I can't say anything else, but what would you describe it as?
Very adult content.
Adult content.
Like pornography.
Yeah, some people call it porno, some people call it a song and dance, open interpretation. I'm very excited to share that though, so I have been keeping busy behind the scenes. But when I come back to the community, to YouTube, where I started some of this shit, I see some people, and I thought it was pandemic related. I thought it was COVID related, where, you know what, some people didn't have access to the gym. Understandably so, maybe their motivation would wane. They no longer can train, get the gains, and so they peace out. But that's not necessarily the entire picture. What I've been noticing is kind of that precipice of between being an intermediate and advanced lifter, people stopping to lift. And I think this is a serious issue because it takes a few years to be good, and it takes the rest of your life to be great. And what I've been really thinking about recently, I think for some people, the reasons behind why they lift might not be the things to propel them towards where they want to go. And what I mean when I say that, I think some people are addicted to winning instead of being addicted to the barbell, right? They like the feeling of winning, of accomplishing something, of leveling up, but not the actual pursuit therein, right? The gradual refinement and process of self-improvement. So, you start off as a beginner. You hit those damn PRs. Every single week, every single day, you're making gains. You can do anything, a 10 by 10, a 5 by 5, it doesn't matter. And then eventually for everyone, it starts slowing down. And then this is kind of like the kill zone that occurs where a lot of people fall off because they're not getting that tactile, tangible reward. Oh, I'm not hitting a PR, what's going on? So they're not constantly winning. And this might look different for different people. For me, I might hit a wall at a 500-pound squat, right? For someone else, it might be a 600-pound squat. Someone else, a 700-pound squat. Someone else, it might be the world record they're chasing, but they're chasing a particular goal that's kind of like a dragon, and they're not necessarily coming any closer towards it, so they feel like they're spinning their wheels, or maybe they're not arriving on time, on the timeline that they want, and so they feel frustrated, disappointed. They see other people around them maybe achieving more goals, and what happens? Well, their heart gives up. And I'm here today to tell you that sometimes pursuing something directly like that in the face of, just reaching a plateau and not achieving your goals is exactly the wrong thing that you should be doing. I think we place too much importance on the goal itself, right? Like, oh, we have to achieve this. If I don't achieve this, I'm not going to be satisfied. And that in and of itself is a problem. I think we undervalue playing, right? The idea that when we first entered the gym, we didn't have these definite goals. It wasn't like, I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to lift this amount of weight. We gradually develop these over time. But sometimes we become so obsessed, we lose sight of the greater picture, and it makes us weaker overall. And here's what I mean when I say that. I think we undervalue being a beginner because we don't like getting our ass kicked, right? When I did weightlifting for 8 months, I wasn't good at it. I wanted to do it because I was tired of doing the exact same thing over and over again. I was pursuing the squat, bench, deadlift, the big three. I kind of hit a wall there. I had wanted to do weightlifting for a while. I knew I probably was going to suck at it. I did it anyways, and it was a great experiment. It gave me a breath of fresh air. It gave me space to have some perspective, to appreciate the big three. So when I came back at the big three, I hit some more PRs. And that is a neat encapsulation, I think, for a lot of people, what their lifting journey can look like. Me, I did some strongman, and sometimes on YouTube, you do get accused of things like, oh, like you have ADD when it comes to lifting. Like, why can't you settle on one thing? We feel that someone must be one thing all the time. And I think that's the exact wrong way to approach it, because for the vast majority of us, unless we're a world champion, a competitive lifter, or someone that derives their income off of a specific pursuit, there is power in playing, experimenting, seeing what you want, changing up goals. So let's take the example of a powerlifter, right, real quickly. Let's say you haven't worked on nutritional habits. For you, you always find weight cutting is a problem. It's difficult for you to do. Maybe while you're trying to get stronger, you optimize that part. So you work on that aspect that's actually a weak link. There's so many different goals we can have. Getting bigger, getting stronger, getting leaner, trying a new sport, a new modality. You know, recently for this series, which is a porno, I had to do some more athletic things I haven't done in like 7 or 8 years. And it was actually refreshing. It's something I think in 2022 afterwards, I will revisit. So I was doing some sprinting, I was doing some jumping, I was doing just some very dynamic things.
Crazy porno, bro.
It's, you know what, that's why they paid me the big bucks, right? Because I wasn't just acting, I was performing, if you dig what I'm saying. Sprinting, yeah, it was something. But for me, it gives me a newfound appreciation, right? When I change it up a little bit, and then allows me to come back to the big three, my bread and butter, the squat, bench, deadlift, and I don't know, in 2021, I hit that overhead press PR, I hit that squat PR, and as people noted in that recent training video, indeed, I'm getting a little bit bigger. So I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves, and I wanted to make this video, I wanted to wait until I had some results to show for it, because if someone doesn't have results, they think like, oh man, like you're just talking about giving up. Not at all, au contraire, mon frère. What I'm talking about is the idea sometimes you need to take a step back, gain that perspective, try something else out, see, do I really want this, or do I just like winning? Do I like the reward mechanism of being validated by society, or am I about this life? I really think sometimes the attitude of being hardcore is anti-hardcore, because the most hardcore thing you can do is stick with this, right? I can say this objectively, one of the last things I'll say in this video. When you see natural bodybuilding, if we can assume, which I think is a fair bet, that the vast majority of competitors are indeed natural, you'll notice many of them peak when? Not when they're 25, but in their late 30s, early 40s, into their 40s. Because, as I said before, it takes a few years to be good, it takes the rest of your life to be great. And most people, when they fall off the curve of lifting, it's somewhere in their 20s. It's somewhere in their first 3 to 5 years, or maybe year 7, year 8. You could get 70% of your gains or 80% of your gains, but the remaining 20% you really have to work for. So it's okay if you're not constantly pursuing that goal. You take that step back, recharge, and then pursue it again. And this is someone who's been in the game now for over a decade. I've seen so many of my homies, take a look to the left of you, look to the right. One of your homies will be dead from creatine addiction. The other will probably not be lifting in 5 years. And that's a damn shame. I think there's really a lot to it if you stick with this, and you stick with it for the right reasons. So I'm excited, I'm getting the results, I see this community, I appreciate everyone leaving those positive comments. I want you to get your results. I'm actually thrilled when I see people hitting PRs, and when I see longtime subscribers far eclipsing me, people deadlifting 700 pounds. I'm like, what is going on here? It's amazing to see. I think this is something worth pursuing, and I've given it some thought. I'm interested in the comment section below from everyone kind of listening to this video. What's your journey look like? How's it going right now with your goals? I want to kind of understand my audience a little bit more with some of the content I want to make. Anyways, I don't want to ramble too long. I want to thank you once again for watching this video. There's more content on the way. Gain some perspective. Think about why you're really doing what you're doing, and then attack it full force. I hope you get all of your goals. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace.